Elon Musk. This is Reverend Joseph Andrew Jensen. This is specifically to you, but I'm putting it on YouTube. I'm on the 11/16, November the 16th, 2024. I'm announcing GODScoin. I'm also announcing to you that's the day when I'm going to put everything inside 3 newspapers in South Carolina, hopefully. It probably won't be right on the 16th when I put this in the paper it's because of the fact that I don't get paid until the 15th or 20th rather. And the 20th is 4 days later. But when I get paid, you'll find out. Everybody will find out. You'll find out that you already lost $3,000 or $4,000, and you're going to keep on losing $1,000 a day till you do find out. But it's up to them to get the message to you. My job is done then. I put the message out there. You lose $1,000 a day until you catch on. Okay, that goes for you too. Everybody is going to happen. It's going to lose $1,000 a day. That's you, Jeff Bezos, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Satoshi Nakamoto, everybody in the world. But mostly, actually, nobody in the world is going to lose that $1,000 a day. Only those in America. Just so happens you live in America. Just so happens that Jeff Bezos lives in America. Bill Gates lives in America. Satoshi Nakamoto lives in America. Donald Trump lives in America. Warren Buffett lives in North America. Larry Ellison lives in. There's 9 of you. There's 9 of you handpicked, and you'll get the message then. Whenever it picks up on it, that'll depend how much the GODScoin will cost America, but it also will cost you until you end the stopping. In other words, you're going to want it to, you wish it would be at $75,000 per GODScoin, because predominantly you might be losing the thing, but you get your money out of America fast, and then you have no penalties. But you see the same thing, you think you're getting penalized by that, but if you, at the same time, that's going into GODScoin. So everybody gains that much per GODScoin that you receive. Remember when I said when you listen to these other videos, you're going to see that you're going to be, everybody's going to be working for God's living ministry. If you're working for God's ministry, would you rather be working for 75,000 or 65,000 or 35,000 or 25,000? So when the world finally catches on, I don't know how much the world's going to get and how much you're going to be able to negotiate for, because you're living for the United States. Now this only goes for the dollar. America's kind of like the example to the world. Now they're going to get their $75,000 per GODScoin, or that's how much they're going to pay. But that's how much the GODScoin's going to be worth to everybody else in the world, but not in the United States. You see, the thing about it is, you guys are all bunched up in one place. It's very convenient for God, but it's also very convenient for you. God's waited a long time for this. He's played, what do you call it, 6-level chess. His strategy is way beyond our thinking. Elon, you didn't make SpaceX for yourself. All your thought, that's how God talks. Everything, our dreams, our hopes, our desires, everything that we ever do in life has a purpose, is already figured out. I found that out. Been knowing that now. But God made everything clear. My whole life was for a reason. I learned that in 2019. Been learning it over and over. What President Xi did about getting on the rare earth and 5G developed was nothing different than what God did when He asked Moses to build the ark. But you see, this side He didn't ask nobody nothing. God didn't create didn't actually build the pyramids. He had the pyramids built. You see what I'm saying? He used people, good and bad, and you was used. SpaceX is what God can do for you, and it's going to do for you way on more. SpaceX is only the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. You got a whole lot more things important to do than go to Mars, right here on Earth, to develop. It's just opening up now. I mean, we got above ground and below ground trains to build. I'm talking vacuum tube trains. I'm talking about ones that run on magnetic forces. I'm talking about nuclear trains, nuclear trucks, cars, homes, because we got to get rid of the waste. That's why God give it to us for. Sure, you got water. You've been working on the water. You've been working on the hydrogen, and all that's written in my book. When you read my book, you're going to be amazed. You're going to see how it comes together. I'm only one person out of 10 of us that right now God's saying we had to get this thing started. I've already been working with God. Basically, give God my hands and my feet and my mouth with my everything I got. Because in other words, I went all in. When you go all in, but everybody's been all in already. But when you realize you're all in, that's the point. You've already been developing everything. I mean, Satoshi, you come up with the Bitcoin because of God. All these things were developed. The phone, the iPhone, the smartphones, all of them were developed by God. God gave Macintosh, I don't know the guy's name, but God gave him the blueprints. We have to learn about our own blueprints, our own DNA. We have to learn how important that is. They're living. They're giving us instruction along with God. We are also responsible for them. Just like Adam and Eve were the caretakers of those in the garden, we are the caretakers of the people on the earth as well as those in heaven. That means the unborn. That means to those in the DNA. We randomly been killing and letting everybody kill and developing everything to kill. No. Now, with the devices you have, what I was mentioning was you had the devices to blow everything out from underneath everybody, the bases. I mean, what can they do? You got something that flies Mach 7, 1,500 miles an hour? That's incredible. More than 50 that's more like 700 times 7. It's more like 5,000 miles an hour, I should say. 5,000 miles an hour, if not more. What's next? 7,000, 8,000. That's not even in space. And then your spacecraft is going the speed of light. And you're going to go faster than that. The point is, everybody, my job's pretty much over right now. I'm going to announce uh, um, probably by the 20th, on the 20th, when I get paid. I'll be ready to put this in the newspapers in South Carolina. The United States will already be down to $70,000 as far as GODScoin, which is good. GODScoin is going to cost $5,000 less, but you're going to get $5,000 less per GODScoin. That's the problem. You're not thinking that way. You're thinking backwards. Oh, it's going to cost so much. No, you're going to get so much. You're better off getting the 75,000 than you are getting the 70,000. You see, God's figured out everything. And when you come on board, when I put this thing out to 35 million people in South Carolina, that's the tip of the iceberg. That means people physically know it. We're talking about readers in circulation. Newspapers go out in circulation and are sold at newspaper stands, at restaurants, go to people's homes and everything. These are readers. Nobody subscribes to something and gets these unless they are going to read it. Now, how many people are going to read their stuff? So more than 35 million are going to see it, physically see it. Now, they're going to be challenged. The first one that gets to one of you guys, each one of you guys is going to get. I'm not sure whether if I'm going to make it 10 GODScoin or 100 GODScoin. God's not, I brought that out of nowhere because God's even pausing to think about that. He's not sure himself. Let it be a surprise. But what's going to happen is on the 20th of the month, I'll have the money to advertise. But I have to pay too. On the 20th, I got to send $500 to the embassy. I got to make 4 payments to the embassy for being in them getting me home from Jerusalem. I was in Palestine, then I got put in Jerusalem. I have to pay them, the embassy, for getting me home, $2,000. Then I have to pay the hospital in Jerusalem. Though they were my enemies, they were also very kind to me, very nice to me. Nobody's really my enemy. It's just I had to stop these people. They don't understand what they're doing. Every country that goes to war and kills people, they help understand what they're doing, the significance. People, Hamas doesn't understand. Hezbollah doesn't understand. Nobody understands. But it's going to end now. It's going to end now. We're not going to point fingers at who's doing what. We're just going to make it tough. We'll put you to the bottom of the list or top of the list when you be bad after you get GODScoin. Or if you ever get GODScoin, you'll get GODScoin eventually. But the point of the matter is, you're listening now. I have your attention. I am talking to you because I am broke. I don't even have enough money to hardly, I can survive until next payday. Next payday, I get $1,500, and I'll pay $500 towards my plane. I'm hoping now people listen to me. Everybody listen to me. I want to go be in Bujumbura for Christmas and get the 160 children there that I was there with last year. I want to be Santa Claus to them this year. Help me. Donate to me. You're actually not donate. Go to my website. and buy GODScoin or buy my books. The same difference. Because if you buy a $40 book, I'm going to give you 40 GODScoin. If you buy my $30 book along with it, the first book, I'll give you 30 GODScoin. You buy them together, I'm going to give you, it'll cost you 70, that's 75 GODScoin. I'll give you 75 GODScoin, though it's going to cost, even though that only comes to 70, I'm going to give you 75 GODScoin. That's the way it's going to be. Just go to my website and get the GODScoin, because you're all going to have the GODScoin anyway. No skin off your nose, but start buying the GODScoin. Every country, go get whether you can read the book or not. You will read the book. Somebody will read the book to you, or just get a translator and translate it. It's a very good book, and believe me, you'll see the correlation between my books and what I'm doing right now. This is what it's all about. I really what I'm going to Beijing too. I'll be going to Beijing by New Year's Eve. I want to take Selena with me. She's not my wife or anything like that. She's just my secretary, but she's like my grandchild. She's too young, way too young to be in anything involved romantically with me, but she's my friend. She's my secretary. She's been believing in me for the last 2.5 years. She can teach me Arabic. She can teach me Egyptian. And she speaks excellent English. She's everything. Everything, all my shortcomings. She can be my editor. I want her to come with me to Bujumbura to meet my 160 kids as Santa Claus, dressed up as Santa Claus. I want her to wear her regular gown and hijab or whatever, and be just as normal as can be, as she always has been. I will be in Beijing for Christmas in my red Santa suit. I'll fly on the plane. I just want enough money to fly first class, especially for her. I'm used to it now, but I have to see Liao Lin. I got to see Liao Lin and prepare him for 9 billion new accounts to be open. This is serious. You could tell it's serious. Why would I be getting Liao Lin prepared for 9 billion new accounts? No bank is ready for this. Elon, you're not ready for this. Donald Trump, Jeff Bezos. My God, Jeff Bezos, so you understand that the implication I'm saying? I mean, if I'm getting billions of people, precisely 9 billion, but if I'm getting that many people, and if I was to boycott Amazon, where would that be? Where would that put you? What's going to happen to you, Satoshi, with the Bitcoin, if I don't give you a chance to get rid of it? Well, and trade in for GODScoin, 2 to 1, which I might make more, because if it the what do you call it, drops too much, I'm going to give you $150,000 per Bitcoin. Basically, that's 2 GODScoins. I'll still be 75,000. Remember, for every country, it's still going to be 75. 75 and 75 is 150,000. As far as Elon, my calculations were wrong. You're going to end up with 9e to the 19th power. Why? Because I wasn't counting on something. That is because every GODScoin that's ever given, it's actually just a receipt, like a stock receipt, but it's got to be dated for that date. I'll have a duplicate Mm-hmm. See where that comes from? Ultimately, nobody's ever going to have as much money as I am, but I'm going to be paying the bills. I'm the one that has to pay everybody for that. When I have the overload, I'm not going to keep my money and hoard it. I'm going to be paying when I can and take the risk. I'll pay off national debts, starting with the United States, like 35 trillion. Then I have to pay off China, 24 trillion. These largest countries of the world, working my way down. I'll be paying off the national debts of every country. You guys, the world's got to accept the fact that militaries aren't going to carry on the way they've been carrying on. They're going to be more successful. They're not going to be dragging their feet. They're going to be working. God's service is going to be working even harder, filling in the gaps. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm putting this on YouTube right now. So it's up to you. It's going to be up to you. I'm not going to probably. Uh, I might make another more videos, but this one is important. And if I just can't seem to get it started, but it will start as soon as I get it in the papers, physically in the papers. Then somebody will, because somebody's going to get the reward for bringing it out to you. Elon or Jeff Bezos or Bill and Melinda Gates or Donald Trump. You understand? Okay, I'm going to go. Good night.